finally, a luxury car with elegant appointments, classic styling, and perhaps the greatest luxury of all, a sensible price. The beautifully affordable GL10s from Subaru.
See your Southern California Subaru dealer today.
Overcrowded hospitals, Monday at 4 and 11.
There's always something exciting on NBC.
Don't toy around. Be there.
Good evening. In a world of turmoil and economic upheaval, don't you find it reassuring to know that every week at this time you can count on hearing these immortal words? This is Alistair Quince welcoming...
Look, I need something from JM.
I'm sure that you...
Doctor, I can't help it. It's orders.
All right, I'll tell you her name. Her name? What the hell is her name?
From Hollywood, it's TV's Censored Bloopers #6. Starring Dick Clark, with special guest stars Ted Danson and Vicki Lawrence, and special appearances by Mike Connor and Gloria Loring, and featuring the unplanned censored flubs and bloopers of Lucy Arnett, Phil Bixby, David Brinkley, Carol Burnett, John Chancellor, Sally Field, Dustin Hoffman, Ron Howard, Shirley Jones, Harvey Korman, Valerie Landsberg, Jack Lemmon, Shelley Long, Dick Martin, Eddie Murphy, Pat O'Brien, Regis Philbin, Burt Reynolds, Dan Rowan, Betty White, and many more of your favorite stars. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of TV Censored Bloopers, Dick Clark.
Thank you very, very much. Ah, what a group. Thank you. Well, welcome back once again. And good evening.
Welcome to TV Censored Bloopers #6. And as you remember, this is the show that asks the burning question: can an actor ever get through a scene without at least once uttering the immortal words, oh, that's it. Tonight, we've assembled an all-new potpourri of prime blunders for you, priceless bloopers from your favorite movies and television shows, news programs. And speaking of the news, I have the privilege of visiting cities all over the country throughout the year. No matter where I go, somebody always comes up to me and says, you should have seen the blooper they made on the news last night. It was hilarious. You got to get it for the blooper show. Well, we went to work contacting television news departments all over the nation, and the response was overwhelming. So, to get the activities underway tonight, we would like to pay tribute to some very capable newsmen and women who, how should I say this, occasionally bloop.
This is NBC News Update with Jane Pauley.
But, you know, there's an auto parts place. If you pass on the road, we're on air. I'm sorry we're late. Mike, the cost of living. Oh.
We're sorry to be late. Right now, the tide here is higher than it was yesterday. The waves are just as large. But there is one big difference. There is no storm.
As far as we can tell, the last one was the Getz Brewery, which closed about 7 years ago. But Kansas City is not alone in seeing its breweries vanish. In fact, even though the average adult drinks 34 gallons of beer every day, that can't be right.
In 1977, Des Moines suffered a drought. The hot spell was so bad that the flow of the Raccoon River here was practically diminished. The city had to tap the Des Moines River for a source of water.
Are they a new force for morality in government or a serious threat to the separation of church and state?
The Food and Drug Administration today ordered an immediate ban on the red dye used to color maraschino cherries and to the carbon black dye, which is used in coloring jelly beans, licorice, mascara makeup, and eyebrow pencils. The FDA says those dyes may be a danger to health. Cosmetics manufacturers won't be greatly affected, but the Maraschino Cherry Association said today that this action will ruin the $100 million a year maraschino cherry industry. David?
If there is ice on Mars, it seems reasonable to conclude there is water. Scientists involved with the Viking project have so concluded. They have new pictures from Mars and
Oh, finally, there's nothing more newsworthy than the Olympic Games, and we've got an exclusive for you. This is Jack Lemmon trying to get through an Olympic commercial. This is probably the first official Olympic blooper.
Athletes from all over the world will meet once again on this field a little over a year from now. And they'll march in through that gate, men and women proudly representing their countries, and none prouder than our own. After the cannons roar and the doves release, the streamers tossed, there will be silence, and then each athlete in his or her own fernclide will clomp a same with the clomp-set. Once upon a midnight jury, when Old Blue was weak and weary, thrice again I said it. Geez, it was terrific up to there.
TV Censored Bloopers will return with a look at Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, our guest Vicki Lawrence, and a man doing an interview that's nothing to sneeze at. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
You are the loyal one. I'm Danson. Always first to say hello. You cheer me up when I'm feeling low, but you get so finicky when it comes to feeding time. That's why it's mealtime from now on, my finicky friend.
New improved mealtime dry dog food. It's double basted for an even richer, meatier taste.
It's mealtime for you, my finicky friend.
New improved mealtime. Even finicky eaters love the meatier taste.
Thank you very much. Now, you know, if we had to pick a theme song for this next collection of clips, it'd probably be Olivia Newton-John's Let's Get Physical, because here are just a few of the slips, trips, falls, and other physical things that can happen when the cameras are rolling.
Now, this is from the television show The Cliffhangers. It's an episode of Dracula. It's a horror picture. It's heavy drama. Really heavy.
Now, these next two clips are from the days of live television. And first of all, we have a scene from the Perry Como show, and we've got comedians Dan Rowan and Dick Martin in a... This is a rare thing that happens here. It's a triple blooper. We have a forgotten line, a slip, and then a great final ad-lib.
Somebody Okay, ready again?
This is the moment I've waited for, Igor. Bring the lantern closer. It's alive. It's alive! I've created a living thing. It's alive. It's alive. It's trying to speak to me. What is it? No. What? Hurry up, tell me. What is it? I slipped. No. You. What? You are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. May I welcome you to the Table Hoppers. My name is Dick Coogan. Some of you may know me as Matt Wayne. The Californians. Well, this is it. This is the Table Hopper. It's a seat hopper, too. But anyway.
You know, a lot of local fire departments have a brave and trustworthy Dalmatian dog as their mascot. Now, for this fire station, the dog's name was Sparky. And today was the day they laid Sparky to rest. This very touching funeral didn't go quite as planned.
Hey, here's some very fine actors who, for some accidental reason, can't get through their scene. So what do? They ad-lib. Now, in this situation, this is Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live, and in the scene before, his friend Joe Piscopo was in a pie-throwing episode. Well, Joe thought it'd be funny if he kept throwing the pies, and so Eddie ad-libs.
No, please. I've read about, related areas, such as biofeedback, which is, it suggests the possibility of controlling the Automobile Club of America.
Sonny says this is his last picture. After this, no more.
Sure, if there's anything left of him after this picture.
Kelly.
Oh, you haven't told her, have you?
No, I haven't.
He didn't get naughty.
I had a lie with that.
John Blackwell is my guest today as we continue our discussions about agribition here in Regina, which I have said before is going over with much success, and I think many records will be broken for this period of time.
Now, watch Burt Reynolds. As you probably know, he does all of his own stunts and fights, and in this scene, he's playing against Terry Bradshaw, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Terry Bradshaw's got arms like a tree trunk. Now, he's supposed to be the well, I don't want to tell you the story, but Burt knows what's going to happen to him, but he's supposed to pretend like he doesn't. And he sort of anticipates. Watch.
Then I'm going to draw a little bit of dirt. Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. Wonderful. They may be in trouble. Yeah. We are definitely in trouble.
Hey, before we bring out our special guest, here is one of my all-time favorites. You've seen it before. It's truly a classic. It could go into the Blooper Hall of Fame.
I was at this freak show one time, and I saw these Siamese elephants. They was joined at the end. Joined at the end of their trunks like that. And this trainer make them stand up on their back feet like that, and they had their trunk stretched like that. Then this little monkey would come out. Walk out there and dance a merengue right out there. I kind of felt sorry for them. They couldn't go like the other elephants when they go. All they could do is just blow and go. Norky. One that sneezes, the other's eyes get real big.
Go on, Mama. You sure that little
I've seen that a lot. I get as big a kick out of it the second time and the third time. I'd like you to meet the lady who spoke so eloquently. As a matter of fact, she was good enough to get her own series out of this whole thing. The star of Mama's Family, a delightful lady, most talented lady, Miss Vicki Lawrence.
Hey, sit, my dear.
Now is our chance. I mean, I've waited all this time. What is it you said that broke everybody up?
I said, are you sure that little
No. What? I thought, is it true? Is it true what your mother said when she had...
She saw it on Bloopers. She was not at this particular taping. And she saw this clip on Bloopers. And she called me the next day and she said, I know what you said. And I said, what? And she said, you called him a... Right? And I said, no, I called him a... Right? And she said, no, I read your lips. I said, Mom, I wasn't on camera, so you couldn't have read my lips. It was
just
only
knew you very well.
We got into this argument over what I said. I said, I was there, Mother. I know what I said. Woman insists that she knows what I said.
What was the story about Harvey Korman in the chicken suit? I mean, that's a funny line. The man in a chicken suit. What is it?
Yeah. Well, we did a takeoff on the Blue Angel one time. And... interestingly enough, Joel Grey was the guest, and he had spent the entire week telling everybody how smoothly this show runs and what a wonderful company, and you guys do this like clockwork. It's fantastic. Harvey had to change out of a tux. During the sketch, he had to go backstage and get back on in time in this full chicken suit. I mean, the whole thing, it had the feet and the feathers and the little, tail and the head. Well, he got halfway into it, and he was like a chicken from the head down to here. And he was, halfway into the tights, and the stage manager went, cue! And Harvey went, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, I'm not, here I... So, he figured, well, the show's got to go on. So in front of God and everybody, he went out there in his Fruit of the Looms. And all these poor little old ladies from Farmer's Market were having heart attacks in the audience.
That's Harvey. I know you. You're Harvey Korman. When Carol did Mama's Family, the roles were sort of reversed. You've all known each other for a long time. Do you ever have any problems?
Well, we're all so professional. We handle our fluffs very gracefully.
Wrong.
The industry stars ain't playing. You couldn't get a gopher to set up housekeeping in here.
Those are just spots from the dishwasher.
Spots is more like it.
Well, they're white. Shoot. It's called setting up the joke, Carol.
It's all right. You've been away for a while.
Yeah, I have. You're going to have to call out the whoopee squad for me.
Did you notice I was not on stage?
If she had been, it would have been worse.
Yeah, come on over here. Come on, you guys. Come on.
No, but now don't be spoiling your appetite and ruining your nervous for it.
System.
What the hell do you want?
Good evening. This is Alistair Quince, who introduces you to Mama's family each week and then disappears into oblivion. So show me the rest of the card.
Well, I can understand. But I must commend you, really. I must say.
It's not me, it's you. On the dress rehearsal, she called him Mayor Titwillow. And I told her, for God's sakes, don't do that again, and now she can't do it at all.
Well, I must tell you, Mr. Mayor.
Miss Vicki Lawrence, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am, very much. TV Censored Bloopers will continue with Mike Connors, Gloria Loring, and Cheers Ted Danson right after these messages.
For the past 2 years, I've been telling you...
25 cents. No one will hire you. You watch me.
Dustin, wrong door.
That's the problem. The doctor will fix it.
You know, a doctor has his stethoscope, bandages, and thermometers. A lawyer has his briefcase and his law books. A musician has his instruments and his music. But an actor, depending upon what role he's playing, could have all of the above, plus doors and windows and guns and cars and walls and clothing. You name it, he's got them all. And, of course, they're called the props. Sometimes the props steal the scene. Watch.
I wouldn't be surprised if Governor White turned out to be the best bet we have.
Well, what makes you think an acting governor would be any more lenient than an actual governor?
A lack of experience and... lack of... You hear me, brother?
Oh, I can't seem to get it open.
Shut the door! In or out! In or out!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mom!
How you get candle wax off a rug?
Carpet is on fire. No. See what's happening here?
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. Oh. Hey, let me show you how the wax came right up as soon as you can see me here. Here, see that? The wax is right up.
Now, Regis.
Let's try it again.
I know you haven't sworn. I've read your complaint. Sir, what did you ask the defendant to do for you?
It's upside down, sir.
Oh, that's going to bring another lawsuit. Can I be the judge in the next lawsuit? Or all right. We're sorry. I hope that we will assume responsibility for any damage that happened to the clock. I gather this is a cheap clock.
Hey, when was the last time you ran into an old acquaintance, somebody you've worked with or met through a friend, and you can't for the life of you remember the person's name? I mean, your mind has gone a complete blank. Well, here's some actors who also have a little trouble remembering, but in this case, it's their next lines.
Everybody still. Shirley?
Sorry, did you call me?
Yeah, babe.
It's metamorphoses of changes that happens inside my body. I had an overdose of radiology. It was actually radium treatment. I was in chapter 1 of this.
Here's a Hollywood legend who'll be sorely missed. The great character actor, Pat O'Brien.
I'm just fed up moping around here.
Well, I hope you don't think that I'm enjoying it.
Well, it's this business of waiting for something to happen. That's what burns me up. And the fact that I can't remember the line burns me up more.
I asked you a question. I want an answer.
Yes.
Please listen to my question and give me an answer. Will you do that? I said to you, sir, I forgot what I asked you.
You watch him, Liz. Any sign of bleeding, any change. We're not waiting 2 weeks.
Working with Eddie means so much.
With who?
David.
Here's Ron Howard in a sketch on Saturday Night Live. You remember the old Andy Griffith character he played, Opie? Well, in this situation, he's returning to Mayberry. Now, he's all grown up, and he's getting older. Now, Ron, you know what they say. When you get older, the mind is the first thing to go.
Give me that gun, Barney.
I don't think so,
Barney! There you go. Otis, within the next 24 hours, the sexiest thing I want to see in this shop had better be a bottle of Old Spice. You got it?
I got it open. I'm Floyd.
Oh. I told you I couldn't recognize you.
You know, luckily for us, one of the reasons things like forgotten lines are not forgotten is that the stars themselves saved their bloopers. They've got them stashed away in their garage or the closet somewhere. And a lot of times, these are the clips that are shown as sort of a joke at a gathering of the cast at a Christmas party. Well, a few weeks ago, I ran into my old friend Mike Connors. You know him from Mannix and more recently Today's FBI. He said he had some gems for us from Today's FBI. So I asked him to tell us just how the bloopers happened on that show.
Goofs usually happen early in the morning or late at night. Before you're quite awake, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, or after about a 12, 14-hour day late at night, you're tired and your mind is not going, your tongue is getting tripped over your teeth, and that's when the things happen. And sometimes it's dangerous because you get into a laughing or a giggling mood and you cannot break it and stay serious with lines. And that's happened to me many times.
Viv, all our experience leads us to believe that if there's the slightest strange in a marriage...
Jimmy Walker did a guest spot on our show. And as so often happens with actors from the East Coast, they can't drive a car. And nobody asked Jimmy if he could drive, and he didn't volunteer the information. So time comes for the scene, he gets in the car, he says, I can't drive. They finally said, look, Jimmy, you just put it here in this gear, step on the gas, and as it moves, you can hit the brakes. And this is what happened. One day we got a script in which Harold was supposed to go out and play some basketball at a high school playground with these kids and get some information. So the director thought it'd be good if he made a couple of shots and gained their respect. And this is what we saw. Rick Hill, yeah. He's a terrific guy. He's a very strong guy. He played football in college. Very agile, very good with props. Good all-around performer. Joe partner, yes. Great job. Terrific performer. Not too glib early in the morning, I must say.
Took me back before the... Tracing ownership of the subcontractors involved in the Jefferson town, I happened on tracing the subcontractors, the ownership of the...
Run that through. Getting on it. Run that through. Got anything on a getaway car?
Yeah, stolen, abandoned in an alley. The locals are going it over now.
He's on his way.
We hear you.
Well, you know, when you're working on a series and you're up at 4:35 in the morning, you work all day and it's till 11 o'clock at night, 12, 14 hours a day, day in and day out. Begins to get very tense. People get tired. And when you begin to have fun and cut up and horseplay and do practical jokes while everybody loosens up, and it makes the day a little more pleasant. And people are loose and relaxed and give you a better performance that way.
Make sure it's duty you're concerned about, not the game.
What?
The game, the hunt, the chase. Pretty heady stuff. Could be addictive. Make sure it's... It's a big you're looking for,
Thank you, Mike, very much. When we return, we'll be back with Gloria Loring, Ted Danson, and some terrific tongues that get twisted as TV Censored Bloopers continues. Stay with us, won't you? You remember when we were kids, you used to love tongue twisters? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers and she sells seashells down by the seashore. I still have trouble with that one. Well, I guess everybody loves tongue twisters. Almost everybody. Here are some performers who get their tongues twisted when they're not supposed to.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to I didn't mean to interrupt. I mean, I had a problem, Doctor.
You always tell us that an assignment...
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of PM Magazine. I'm Giff Nielsen.
And I'm Suzanne Dunn.
Today we're on the Rio Grande in Big Bend National Park, and we're enjoying all the beautiful scenery.
The Texas River Expedition...
Yeah. Welcome to this Tuesday's edition of PM Magazine. I'm Giff Nielsen.
I'm Suzanne Dunn.
Today we're on the...
Got the report on the gas chromatograph. The results are positive.
She was poisoned?
Yes. Now, what would you like me to tell those people?
By now, everyone in that lab knows about it's going to get out anyway. But you might as well point out that tell them.
I said gas chromatograph and you blow tell them? Gas chromatograph, I got it. I can't do it again.
Now, those provocative yet poignant words you just heard were from the long-running daytime soap opera Days of Our Lives. Now, soaps are such a unique form of dramatic entertainment. We asked one of the stars of Days of Our Lives, Gloria Loring, to tell us what it's like working on that show.
We do in 5 days what it takes a primetime show one week, almost 6 days, 6.5 days to shoot. In other words, we do 500% of the work of a primetime show every week. And that's an enormous amount of script. We have 5 80-page scripts instead of 1 to memorize for the actors. We work 52 weeks a year. We have no hiatus period. We are always in production. And because of that, every day there are all of these lines to learn. If you're working several days in a row, you don't get to your script until the night before. And it is so easy for things to go wrong. Sometimes the brain just stops functioning.
Excuse me, Stefano, is this true? Are Tony and Liz married?
They are. Love is in the air. Please, give my best wishes to your daughter, Jessica.
Joe Mascolo played Stefano DiMera on the show for about a year. And during that storyline, he was my father-in-law, and I got to work with him a lot. And the one thing I noticed, he was always in character. He would come in at 6 in the morning, speaking in the same Italian dialect that he had to use for his character that day. He was always speaking that way. As a matter of fact, it was 6 months before I ever realized that that was not the way Joe Mascolo spoke.
Come in, Alex.
All right, what's going on?
Oh, it's fortunate I found that secret room. Do you remember I was telling you I did not trust that artist? Artist is how to clock like this.
MacDonald Carey and Francis Reed have played Tom and Alice Horton since the show's inception, over 18 years ago. And you can imagine all of the characters that they've had to remember the names of down through the years. And some days, it just gets to be a little too much.
Hi, Mom. Hello, darling. You here alone? Well, for the moment. Quincy called in sick today. Dana's on a break. But she'll be back in time for me to leave and get over to Maggie's.
Oh, what's going on at Maggie's?
Well, Mickey had to go to a convention. Maggie's going to drive to a farm. So I'm taking care of Sarah. And, Melinda.
location shoots can be very long and arduous, and having a sense of humor and knowing when to do a little silly pratfall to ease the tension is a valuable asset as an actor.
Snow Angel? How's that?
That's great.
All right, Snow Angel.
I remember a scene with Joe Gallison where he had to pay a bill in a restaurant, and for some reason or other, that he and the prop man had not connected, and he had not gotten the money.
Would Monsieur like another bottle of wine?
No. The check, please. There's been a misunderstanding. I don't have a nickel.
We have an 80-page script to learn every day, and sometimes one word can hang you up. Now, like my friend Deidre Hall, who had this infinitesimal little problem.
Infinitesimal. Infinitesimal. The odds of that ever happening again are infinitesimal. Pamela was an extreme case. She was desperate for money, and she is not representative of the other kids at the crisis center. And the odds of that ever happening again are absolutely infinitesimal. Pamela was an extreme case. She was not representative of the other kids at the crisis center, and she was desperate for money. And the odds of that thing ever happening again are absolutely slim. Well, I forgot the line.
You sure did.
I can't tell you what's going to happen next. For one thing, I don't ask usually. I like to take my soap opera the way I take my life. Nobody gives me a script for tomorrow, and I just take it as it comes.
Thank you, Gloria. And we'll be back with Ted Danson of Cheers and a lot more TV Censored bloopers right after these messages, so stay right where you are. The series Cheers is a very, very successful venture in television. They've won 5 Emmys for excellence. The cast and the crew are dedicated individuals. They are award winners. They are perfectionists. Every word, every movement is precise. Would you settle for nearly precise?
I'm Dr. Sumner Sloan, professor of world literature at BU.
He has an article in the current issue of Harper's.
Hey, Diane.
Excuse me. It is exciting, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet the man who perfected that precise move. He's Cheers' leading man, Mr. Ted Danson. Yes. Please sit. All right, now what happened with the bubbly?
Now, in my defense, that was the 4th take you saw. The first 3, I kept trying to get the cork out and couldn't, and this burly prop man came out and struggled with it and shake a little bit, and finally, on the 4th take, the cork, everything came out. The cork, the champagne, the cleaning crew, my career.
Now, you've had a lot of experience. You've done everything. Didn't you do commercials at one time?
Yes, I did.
Did you do a diaper commercial?
Yes, I did. I did. It was one of those diaper commercials where you have the smart baby who's wearing the right diaper, who's happy as a clam, and the baby who's unfortunate and wearing the diapers that don't work or fit or anything. And they had this child psychologist there. I use the term loosely. He was this fat guy with a cigar, and his job was to handle the kids. And he gave the 2 babies toys, and then he'd go to the baby that he wanted to cry, and he'd go, "Take the toy away." And the baby would, burst into tears. And by the end of the day of shooting, the baby would just see the guy with the cigar coming and just break into tears and wet its pants. And everything. Can't you imagine 20 years from now, the guy walking down the street and a fat man with a cigar passes him and he goes, "Oh!" and wets his pants.
We had a clip here, I don't know how many bloopers ago it was, of Creep Show, and you were in the terrifying thing. I mean, isn't it difficult being a zombie?
Yes, I played this man who drowned very slowly and saw that he was going to die, and then he comes back to life and wreaks revenge. And they put 4 hours of makeup on me. I had, I looked like I was in the ocean for 4 years. I had seaweed coming out of my ears. My face was like flesh falling off. And I was going, okay, I was walking to the set. Okay, now what would it be like to come back from life? Now try to imagine what that would be like. And I ran to the corner and I saw this mirror and I saw myself dripping in seaweed. And I said, oh, to hell with it. Stuck my arms out like this and was like, so much for motivation. Stick your arms out and walk.
But you took, this is the part I don't understand. You took your daughter to that set. Now, I don't want to embarrass you, but where's your parental responsibility here?
That was tough. My wife was there, and we had this little talk, because I really looked horrendous. I was green and eyes falling out. It was just terrible. And we thought, Kate, my daughter, cannot see me.
How old is she?
She's like almost 2. So all day long, I'm hiding in hallways and bathrooms while she goes by. And towards the end of the day, after escaping all day long, I round the corner, doing one of these. She looks and goes, hi, Daddy.
Let me turn to Cheers for half a second. Now, you filmed that in front of a live audience?
Yes.
Let me drop some names and then give me a little stream of consciousness piece of thinking. Okay. Nick Colasanto.
Nick Colasanto plays the coach. There's an astute, clever man. He's directed hundreds of shows. But as soon as he hits the Cheers stage, he becomes a walking blooper waiting to happen. The guy's incredible.
Sam, we're going to need more red wine here.
All right, okay. Listen. What do I have to say?
I'll give it.
Yeah.
Sam.
Hold on.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sam, we're going to need...
Oh. Get a lot of wine.
Man wants his wine.
Are we starting with wine?
With wine.
The only line I know. Sam, we're going to need more red wine.
Now, Rhea Perlman.
Rhea Perlman. She's short. I have this theory that short people don't make mistakes. She doesn't make any mistakes. She's, I got to say this one thing about Rhea, that she is the one person who plays a character that is completely away from her. She is the sweetest, loveliest person, and she plays this hatchet lady on the show.
Benny Hill did it. I was watching him on TV, and I was laughing so hard I went into labor.
Yeah, I heard that could happen.
Well, if laughter's you need, it...
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
You know, I hate to burst in.
All right. Now, your leading lady, Shelley Long.
Yes, and I am so lucky to have her. She is a pro. She's a delight to work with, especially when she works with props. I think we have some ones where she gets in trouble with props, but I think that's...
You asked. It's our joy to provide.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Boston Barmaid of 1983, Miss Diane Chambers. Congratulations, Diane.
Thank you. Is that A.M. Boston?
Yes.
Thank you. Can we do this again?
Damn, I think I just stepped on your cat. Oh, my God, I think I killed him.
I'll tell you something that's not making progress around here, and that's you and me.
Well, we can change. It worked every time in rehearsal, didn't it?
Let's turn to George Wendt and John Ratzenberger.
George and John, what you see is what you get. I mean, they are as much fun in real life as they are on the screen.
You know, fine gourmet dining is truly one of the greatest pleasures of life, huh? Hey, Coach, you want to rocket those cheese doodles down here? Fine gourmet dining is truly one of the greatest pleasures of life, huh? Hey, Coach, you want to rocket those cheese doodles down here?
Let me throw one last name at you. Ted Danson.
The guy is the Rock of Gibraltar.
Sure.
Yeah, the weight of the whole show is on his shoulders, so he never makes any mistakes at all.
Never.
Never.
Open the door, Diane. I'm not going to tell you again.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm Sam Malone, and that was your last warning.
What are you doing? Sam, stop it!
All right, good, Ted. You got the door open. That's the first piece of business. Now, I think maybe you have forgotten something.
You going to turn the lights on?
Yeah.
Now, would you stop? Let's all stop.
Yeah.
What is the line?
Hey, where's your old lady? Oh, Barbara's ill.
She won't be able to make it.
But I assure you she'll be with us in spirit. We have reservations for 8:30 at Maison Robert.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I tell you, I've been looking forward to this evening. What is it? I'm sorry. Hey, where's your old lady?
Oh, Barbara's ill.
She won't be able to make it.
But I assure you she'll be with us in spirit. We have reservations for 8:30 at Maison Robert.
Oh, good.
Nice.
I tell you, I've been looking forward to this weekend.
Where? Where will be the three of us?
Hey, you and me both.
Right.
The Rock of Gibraltar. Ted Danson, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Well, I'm sorry to say, my friends, that that is time for TV Censored Bloopers number 6 to come to an end. But I'm very happy to say that the bloopers are still coming on strong, and we shall meet again on TV Censored Bloopers number 7. And our thanks to our guests, Ted Danson, Vicki Lawrence, Gloria Loring, and Mike Connors for reliving some of those moments for us, and to everybody who gallantly gave us their goofs. I leave you with the TV Censored Bloopers motto. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And save the bloopers for us. Thank you very much. For tonight, Dick Clark. Good night.
Next, a runaway truck has Colleen marked for death on the Yellow Rose.
Hi, this is Joe Piscopo from Saturday Night Live. As Doug Weiner would say, oh, it's going to be so exciting. Saturday Night Live on NBC. Oh.
And tomorrow night, right after Knight Rider, buckle your seatbelts.
I mean, I've waited all this time. What is it you said that broke everybody up?
I said, are you sure that little
No.
What?
I don't know.